Hey guys, Sci-Fi here. I'm releasing the next software update for pretty much every marker. This is going to be software update 2.6. I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about what the changes are and how the new updater program works. First of all, for Xgal and Viking users, the beta users, this is going to fix the connection issues. For Xgals and Vikings, this is my first time doing a board that's a combination open bolt and closed bolt. So I made some mistakes on how I was going to connect it, and what I'm doing now is it's going to treat each one like it's its own different marker and not one marker that does both. So it'll fix that. For shoebox shockers and SFT, NXT shockers, it's going to expand the upper limits on some of the timing settings. So that's going to make it a little bit easier to dial in your markers, I think. For Timmy's, there's going to be a whole bunch of changes since the beta board came out, and new changes even from the most current software. For the beta users, these changes are going to change the actual shot performance, how it calculates each shot. So and also how it affects and uses the eye. This update will literally make your marker fire better, especially if you're one of the beta users. Gotta have this update. This one's important. For caulkers, the last time I released an update, I didn't do anything for auto caulkers, and that's because I didn't really have any big changes. Now I do have a big change, and this affects Timmy beta users also. The tournament lock now is going to be a toggle style lock, so you can turn on the tournament lock and exit menu mode and come back in, and the lock will be on. You can turn off the tournament lock, exit menu mode, the lock will still be off. So if you go back to menu mode and reconnect with your phone, it will still be turned off. So you guys are going to be able to dial in your markers easier. If you're not playing tournaments, you can leave your marker unlocked, and then you can have more select fire options as far as being able to connect easy, change your settings, and get back on the field. A lot of you guys have asked for that for a long time. All of the newest boards have dip switches, so I figured with the addition of the dip switch for the lock, it was time to go ahead and do a toggle lock for any of the boards that I've done in the past that just have a push button for the tournament lock. So that's all of the auto caulker boards and all of the Timmy boards. Definitely you guys want to have the update for that. The last big change affects every marker and every software that I've had released up to this point. So everybody who's watching this video, this update is for you. What I've done is I've changed the way that the updater program works and its ability to read and distinguish what board you have. And the reason I've done that is because first of all, it'll make your updates a lot easier in the future, because when you do the update program, it knows what board you have. It's going to be able to do the software for you and make those choices for you automatically. The other reason is, when we're doing the updates up until this point, and probably for a little while still, up to this point, every time you've done an update, it has copied over all of your saved settings. And right now it still does that, but I'm trying to move towards a system where it will only update and copy over the settings where it really has to, and it'll be able to save stuff that never changes, like your firing mode and your shots per second rate of fire. If you already have that set, it shouldn't have to change that. So I'm moving towards a way to do that. It's not there yet. It's still going to reset you basically to factory default settings when you do this update, but it's important to do this. Just take screenshots of your settings and you can put them right back in. All right, I'm going to pause the video here for a second, and then I'm going to show you guys how to do the updates with the new software. Hey guys, I wanted to show you all how to use the new updater program. That's Beta 2.0 for the updater. I've got the Sci-Fi board version 2.0 for AutoCalker here. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. I can scan on my app here, and it tells me that I've got the Sci-Fi board and that there's an update available. So the way we do that is we go to the web page, and if you look on the web page here, it shows that there's new board software available. I can click on that, and it takes me to the software updates page, and I can download the software. It is telling me that the software might be dangerous. That's because it's an exe file that you're downloading. It's a program file, and it does that by default. So I'm going to go in here and tell it to keep that file. I'm actually going to tell it to open the folder also. Alright, so I've got my file there. One of the things I've done that's different if you use the updater in the last few months is it used to give you all kinds of warnings that this might be dangerous software. And let's see. Let me give you an example of that. When I open one of the old versions of the updater, it tells me that it's from an unknown publisher and all that. Now, when we use the new version, it tells me that it's from a verified publisher, and it's got my company details there. So that basically just allows it to run better on Windows. When it boots up, you see that splash screen that comes up in the beginning, and what that's doing is it's checking for the drivers, and it's automatically installing the drivers for the board if you don't already have them installed. If you do have them already installed, it's basically doing nothing but checking to make sure you have them. Right now it's telling me board found, because I have my Sci-Fi board plugged into the USB. It's telling me board found. So here's one of the big new things with the updater app. It is going to connect to a file site that I have online, and it's going to download the current list of all of the boards that I make, and it's going to have access to all of the current board software that I have available. What that means is that I'm not going to have to release a new version of this software every time I have a new update for your board. If you have this software installed, or it's not even installed, it's just an exe file, but if you have this software running, it's actually going to pull the online database to get all of the newest files that it needs to do what it does. So first, you've only got one option on here. It tells you that there's a board found. You have one option, and that's to read the board. So I'm going to do that. And it says, reading board, please wait. At this point, don't unplug your board. Let it keep reading. Alright. So it brought up this window here, and that's because we have the old software right now. It can't distinguish what your board is, so you're going to have to tell it what type of board you have. And I'm going to tell it that I have a version 2.0 or beta 3. It's the same thing. And then I'm going to click update board. And it's telling me uploading, please wait. It's getting the files from online, so you don't have to worry about any of that. When it's done, and you'll maybe see, I guess we can't see it because it's done now. It says update successful. And then it found the board again, and it took you back to this screen here. From now on, from this point forward, you'll never see that other screen again. At this point, whenever you do read board, it's going to know what your board is, and it pulls up this other stuff for you. Now you can see all of the different settings on your marker, and I can change. Those are my current settings. I can look in any of the other profiles also. There's my 5 saved profiles, and this is what it would factory reset to. You can't change any of these settings right now, but it's telling you all of the saved settings you have on this board, including it's showing you what the factory reset settings are. So there it is. These are the basic settings. It did overwrite my settings when I flashed this board. In the future, I'm hoping to be able to not do that, where you can keep your settings between updates. And this new updater program is the steps I have to take in order to be able to do that. So let me show you guys one more time on another board. I've got, well, first of all, let me unplug the Cocker board. When I unplug, it goes back to that screen. Get this out of the way. And I'll plug in this shocker here. It should go directly to menu mode. That's what the white light is down there. It's telling me now there's a board found again. It should go directly to menu mode. The only time it's not going to go directly to menu mode is if you have one of the very, very first AutoCocker Beta 1 or Beta 2 boards. If you have one of those boards and you've never done a software update, what you have to do is either hold the center button down or hold the trigger down until it enters menu mode. And the very, very first time you do it, it only works with the center button. But that's beside the point. Most of you won't have those issues. Anyway, I can read this board, and this should have the old software. So I'm going to have to select what software I have again. I'm going to select SFT and NXT Shocker Beta 1 because that's what these are. The new boards are going to be here when they get here. Update board. All right, there we go. So it has updated successfully. I can read the board now. And it knows what the board is. It tells me if the software is up to date. It gives me all of my settings, and the settings are different for open bolt and closed bolt guns, obviously. So it's pretty much doing all of it for me at this point. If I ever need to update this board again, all I have to do is do a read board and update board, and it will do the software for me. I won't have to tell it what kind of board I'm using. So this is a big deal for everybody, hopefully. Hey guys, last thing I need to say is that I'm going to relentlessly hound the beta users until they get this software update installed. So send me a screenshot from like your phone that tells me that your software is up to date, and then I'll leave you alone about it, because this is a really important update for all of you beta users, especially Vikings and Timmies. Anyway, stay safe out there. If you're in quarantine, wash your hands, monitor the amount of toilet paper you use, unless you're one of the people that stocked up, then, you know, use toilet paper however you want. Don't resort to cannibalism. Don't let the virus get you. You guys be safe.